Greetings, YouTube. Just when I thought that I couldn't be more naive, I get this notification. What do I mean by that? Well, for years we've talked about Alliance War cheating, and it's always been focused on the word piloting, which is essentially hiring people to do the fights for you. Them logging into your account and running your paths in Alliance War. And when Seasons first came out, there were plenty of people who weren't around back when Seasons first came out. It was sort of like the Wild West of Alliance War. Kabam didn't have a lot of safeties in place, and so it kind of reminded me of the steroid era of baseball, where people knew what they were doing was wrong, but they also knew that in order to compete with the people at the top that they were competing with, they would do what they thought they were doing and maybe were doing. And so everybody allegedly was cheating at the top, and Kabam kind of was silent about it for a couple months until people kept complaining about how it wasn't actually fair to the people who were not cheating. And eventually they came out with multiple bans, and some were temporary, some were permanent. And that was a while ago. And every once in a while you'll hear about an alliance that drops. And it's always tough for me to talk about this because even though I don't do Alliance War anymore, I still hear stories of people who, the people that really get screwed over in all this are the people who are in the lower tiers, because when you drop an alliance, it's like if an NFL team goes to play high school football and suddenly you've got these poor high school seniors that are playing, professional athletes and just killing them by 100 points. Really, what I've said all along is if you want to really punish somebody and ban them, you just freeze the alliance's ability to do any wars for X amount of time and not have them beat up on bottom feeders that don't deserve it, especially if these alliances that they're matched up against in lower tiers when they get knocked down are actually trying to do it the right way and move up their progression to get better rewards. Well, that's been the conversation of the last couple of years until tonight, because MCOC, Trucos Marvel, Trucos, along with so many others, have reached out. Well, I should say MCOC Trucos didn't reach out to me, but they reached out to me with this screenshot. There has been a massive ban wave with a bomb emoji. Many alliances were punished for cheating in Alliance Wars, and so there's a ban wave. It's all over Twitter. If you just look up the hashtag ban wave, I'm pretty sure you will see it. And shout out to MCOC Trucos for creating this. You can see the bottom right that they created it as well. And so, yes, we have this new ban wave. And so here's what I want to do. I want to say that I am naive, going back to the first point, because when people reach out to me and say I got banned and I didn't do anything wrong, what I've learned to ask, even though I don't know what it is and I'm really not sure how it works, are you using something called BlueStacks? And they'll be like, well, it didn't even work. Well, you can walk into a bank and attempt to rob it, and if the gun doesn't work, you're still being arrested for robbery. So that doesn't change the attempt, right? Well, in that same way, I guess, and don't ask me how, but there have been alliances that can use certain software to mod their fights for them and do it under the radar in a way that gets them the outcome they're looking for, which is to not be knocked out, and I'm guessing not use items, but maybe somehow, I don't, this is just what I've been told. Again, maybe it's wrong, but obviously a bunch of people have been doing something wrong if there's a huge ban wave, because it's not just one or two alliances, it's a ton of alliances. Kabam dropped the hammer with this, quite literally. And I know that there have been a number of things that have happened in the past month that Kabam has tried to make right, that a lot of people have been calling for since the gifting event scandal of 2019. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, trust me, you might be better off not knowing. But it is fascinating, the timing of this, because we are now just about a month away on November 27th, Friday, from the Cyber Weekend sales, that Kabam is going to look to make their quarterly earnings, and so they're going to still count on a bunch of people who have negative units right now and refuse to pay back the penalty and may just continue to either not pay back the penalty or just not play the game altogether. And then Alliance War, which is a part of the game that quite a few people have told me over the years is the only reason why they still play the game. Now they're in alliances where they're being docked, and I'm sure some alliances know exactly why, and maybe other alliances, because I'm going to hear stories about this. This is not the last time I'm going to talk about this on this channel. I'm going to hear stories where there are people who maybe there's one guy in their alliance that's cheating, and they just don't tell anybody that they're not doing their own fights. And then their alliance finds out that they've been cheating because the whole alliance gets docked because of this. This has happened a number of times, or at least that's been the claim from alliance leaders that reach out to me personally to say, Prof, we had no idea that this guy we brought in was cheating, and now it's too late, and they screwed over the whole alliance, and we've been an alliance for 4 years, and now we're disbanding, and we might quit the game, and I just hate it so much, and I wish I could go back in time and not invite the person that was the rooster in the hen house, so to speak. Either way, I want to know what your thoughts are on this. Obviously, the majority of the community, you would think, and rightfully so, is going to cheer cheating alliances being docked. And I think that that is the right conclusion to definitely know that people who are making it more difficult for players that are playing the right way to win now will be punished. But at the same time, the ramifications of this, especially before a month before the biggest holiday left in the year, because today is literally October 27th, so a month from today. It's crazy how that works. We're gonna see a ripple effect. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Let's keep this video to this time length and end it here. Thanks to everybody who sent this to me. What a crazy, crazy day it's been in Marvel Contest of Champions.